What up, YouTube? Jay Riz here. I'm an alcoholic in recovery, doing the recovery warrior thing. Like I said before, we're not all. This channel ain't just about me, it's about people in recovery because we are warriors in the recovery battle. You know, we battle this addiction every day. We're not addicted to one thing, we're basically addicted to everything. You know, we have that addictive mindset, and that's where we come from. You know, I have various people on. You know, I put a little bit of personal life into my channel too. You guys can check those out. If you want, you know, you can go back and search prior videos to see what I'm all about. I have the episode 1 up of how I started this channel, and you know the purpose of this channel. It's basically to get people on, tell their their story of basically what happened, what it's like, and you know what it's like now. You know, that's the purpose of this channel. You know, we want to tell our side of the story. You know, not so much as being in an AA group setting and you know being G-rated. This is a little bit more in depth. So I'm asking people to come on, and I asked my brother Miko here. I met him in Newtown, actually, on the Fort Berthold Indian Reservation. I went to a party at his house, and you know, I didn't really kick it with him. I was with my cousin, but that's how I met Miko, and that was years ago. Like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, something like that. But anyway, we went full circle. We both, you know, went our separate ways, and we eventually met up again in sober living. We both became house managers, and you know, Miko did the deal. He did the work, and he moved on. You know, well, I'll let him tell his side of the story. So, without further ado, my brother Miko here.
Hey. My name is Miko. You know, my sober date's September 9th or September 10th, 2021. Yeah, like Jay Riz said, man, we met back in Newtown. It's quite the day. But like he said, we went full circle. You know, the first time I met him or ran back into it was a Good Road Recovery Center. We were both going into ILP. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My story is I grew up. I was born in Minot, North Dakota. I grew up in Newtown on Dakota Drive. You know, a little bit there. I went to school there. I remember a long time ago I smoked my first cigarette down at the rodeo grounds. It was a Marble Light. I didn't like it. You know, I mean, at first I didn't like it, but
How come? Make you dizzy?
yeah, just heavy, lightheaded feeling. You know what I mean? I just wanted to fit in with the older kids.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for me, so I didn't smoke cigarettes again until like I started drinking. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Newtown. You know, I ran around Newtown a lot. You know, I was riding bikes, scootering around, being a little shit kid. You know, I just getting into trouble, mischievous. You know, getting picked up by the cops all the time. You know, I just always was always up to something no good. You know. Yeah. I got sent off to New Mexico. Lived down there with my uncle. Yeah, I messed up down there, and you know,
How did you mess up down there? What were you doing?
I started smoking weed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started smoking weed down there.
Experimenting with weed.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy because my parents, they thought I was getting into a lot of trouble up here, you know. And when I got down there, you know, that's where I started. First time I tried alcohol was down there. First time I tried weed was down there, and you know, I liked it. I mean, I was pretty young, you know. So I brought it back up here. The behavior that I picked up down there, you know, I brought it back up here. And
How old were you when you came back up here?
I don't remember. It was back in like 2008. I don't know how old I was in 2008.
You were still in elementary school or
No, I was in middle school.
middle school?
Yeah, I was in middle school. Yeah.
What? Why did you pursue that feeling? Like, did you just like being in a different mindset, or were you escaping reality, or what was going on? How come you pursued being mind altered?
I don't know. I guess I just liked it, you know. Just liked it. Yeah.
No, it was not a boredom or anything, or
Nah.
nothing. You just liked it.
Yeah, I just liked
Wow,
the feeling
that's
it
cool.
gave me.
Oh yeah.
That was about it. It was some good weed too, man. Yeah, it was pretty cool, you know. Then I brought my behavior back up here, yeah, and I just ran with it.
Who'd you move when you moved up here? Who did you move in with?
I started living. I moved back in with my mom for
Okay.
like a few days, and I messed that up.
Yeah.
I messed that up right away, you know.
Are we drinking at home and stuff, or sneaking out,
Yep.
or
I was doing all that, man. I
all
was
of it?
taking weed to school, smoking roaches in the alley. I even got caught smoking. Well, I didn't get caught. I guess I did. Yeah, I did get caught. Somebody told on me. I was smoking in the locker room, and
Oh.
somebody told on me, said, Miko's in there smoking a can.
Well, so
Yeah.
The good old can pipe, huh?
Yeah, he came in and got mad at me and, you know, sent me to the office, and
Yeah.
they suspended me, you know, just to just a good 7 days. You know, nothing new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was it like a routine? You just the first day of suspension, and like that didn't do shit to you, and you just did it again eventually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kept doing it?
I just kept doing it. Yeah, I'd take alcohol with me to school. You know, I would take a pint of vodka, Phillips Vod, you know,
Yeah.
Phillips Vod, and then I'd pour in some orange juice, and I'd sit in math class like that, and I'd sit there and get drunk because I was hungover from the night before, you know.
So
Yeah, and then that was I didn't mind that either, you know. But the hangover was not the best, you know.
yeah.
At a young age like that, getting hungover and going to school was, you know, it really helped me. Or it didn't help me do nothing, honestly. It just kind of messed up my whole morning, you know.
Yeah.
But I was drunk by the end of the day, you know, so it was alright. It wasn't too bad. I'd still, you know, take off and go smoke and drink the rest of my afternoon away, you know. And then drink into the evening and then doing it all over again, you know.
Yeah.
I think the best part about it was finding buyers. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Looking for a buyer every afternoon. That was, you know, it was kind of challenging, but, you know, I found one. Found one every time.
Like who would buy for you, family, or would you just go pick a bum on the street?
No, I wouldn't pick no bums on the streets. No,
No.
I wouldn't. Can't trust those guys. They would try to drink with you. Just, you know,
Yeah.
older friends, you know, the older
Oh,
crowd.
okay.
Yeah, I did that, you know, in school, and eventually I just, you know, I quit going to school.
What you dropped out then?
Yeah, I dropped out in 9th grade.
9th grade?
Yeah.
Did you ever go back?
No.
No, that was it. Huh?
Yeah,
9th grade.
that was it. Was that I got into, huh?
From there, where did you go? Like after you dropped out, what did you do?
I don't know, I guess I moved in with my grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved in with my grandma. Because my mom kicked me out when I was like 15.
So you basically kind of drug your grandma through hell. Kind of. I did.
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
I don't feel like I did. My grandma was.
Loving and kind.
Yeah, she was. You know,
like all grannies. Huh?
yeah. Yeah, and plus I wouldn't drink in the house when she was alive. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before she passed away, I was always gone. You know what I mean? Quick to take off to Bismarck, quick to take off to Minot, quick to take off to my cousin's house.
So you were living, huh?
Yeah, they used to call me. My grandma used to call me 20 because every time I call her, I'd ask for $20. Yeah.
She had a 20 ready for you. Huh?
Yeah, she always had a 20. If it wasn't 20, it was a 40.
Dang.
That was just enough for an eighth of Bud and a liter of Phillips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my night. It was like an everyday thing too.
Yeah.
And then of course I was into core seeding. You know what I mean? So.
What is that?
Cough and
Oh,
cold
like,
pills.
like cough syrup?
Yeah, like over the counter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it would get you all fuzzy too?
Yeah, man. I couldn't get drunk. You know, I could drink more alcohol, but like I wouldn't get drunk. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I could slam like.
Oh yeah.
It would drink like water, man. Like literally, you just.
Dang. That was back in like before the lean hit, huh? You
No,
remember-
yeah.
Or was that about the same time?
I don't know.
Remember like lean, cough syrup?
Yeah, I mean, I
Robitussin.
wouldn't call it lean. You know, I'd call it Robitussin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Call it
stuff like
Robitussin.
that, huh?
Yeah, like
Okay.
Dalsum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I met the Dalsum man before. That was wicked.
Wow.
That's just like a figment of my imagination.
Yeah.
It was too high, and I started
Yeah.
seeing shit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, got me going. Good stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I was glad I never like. Well, I probably did. You know, I probably did damage my health, but nothing serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But eventually, you know, it led to other things. You know, all that behavior and unruliness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eventually led to other things. You know, alcohol, more partying, more a little bit of everything.
So
you know.
this was like adolescent age up until you were about what, 18?
Nope.
19?
About till I was about 17.
17, then what
Yeah.
happened?
My grandma passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, my grandma passed away. That's kind of when I just kind of like just went all out. You know what I mean?
Oh, you went balls to the wall, huh?
Yeah.
After she left?
Yeah.
Why? Because you had nowhere to go, or just hit you
Um,
hard? 'Cause
yeah,
she
it-
was your grandma.
Yeah, it hit me pretty hard. You know what I mean?
Oh.
My grandma's the only one to like, well, just being grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom and you know everybody else kind of just turned the other way. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
man, you know, and all I wanted was attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just wanted, you know, my mom to like tell me to knock my shit off, you know, or something. You know?
Yeah, so you were like 18, 17, 18-ish? Did
Yeah.
you like, what did you do after that? Like, did you just start staying with friends? Did you
Oh no,
get your own place?
my grandma left me in her house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she left me in her house.
Wow, so you had your own pad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was your pad the place to go after that?
For me?
Yeah, that was the spot, huh?
Yeah, man, it's where I met you, man.
Yeah. Oh, that same house?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's where we were drinking at, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
dang, that's cool.
it's still livable though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was still in good condition. It still is in good condition.
You still own that house, huh?
Yeah, still in the house. That's right.
Still running?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so from there, like 19 till, I don't know, 23, 24, you just kept doing the same old, same old?
Yeah, it's just
Just party mode?
party mode, man. Just party mode, survival mode, really.
Yeah.
You know, I had to keep my electricity on somehow.
So how would you do that? Would you like invite guys over and
No, I wouldn't.
rob them?
No, I wouldn't rob nobody. No.
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna talk about that, but
Would you like take pitch-ins for like have housemates or nothing?
no.
So you just survived, huh?
Yeah, I survived. You know, I managed to get money for my electricity. I remember this one time, my power ran out, or my electricity got shut off. You know, it was cold out, man. It was really cold out. You know, and I was chilling in my house one day. You know, all of a sudden the lights went out. And I yelled at my auntie. I was, Auntie. She's like, yeah, I know. I was like, what do you want me to do? She's like, I don't know. What can you do? I was like, I'll figure something out. You know, and I got up and I was gone all weekend. I was gone. I didn't go home. I mean, I got a generator and everything for her. You know, I kept my auntie warm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In her little room. I kept her warm. You know, I made sure she was good. You know, because we really had nowhere else to go. You know, to do what we like to do. You know, and I kept my auntie warm and I left the house. I was gone. And I made sure there was somebody by the house at all times because like at the time, you know, my house was. You know, like it was like there's people coming and going, you know what I mean? So I didn't want nobody bothering my auntie while I was away.
Yeah.
And Monday, that following Monday, early that morning, about 9 o'clock, my power came back on.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I did it, man. Yeah. My bill was a lot too.
Was it?
Yeah, my electricity bill is pretty up there, man.
Damn.
I managed to scrape up though, and you know, and get it all figured out. So it's pretty cool.
One of the things you got to do when you get your own place, huh? Responsibilities.
Yeah.
Basically pay your bills.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So like sewer and all that was included.
Yep.
The sewer was free. All you had to do was pay.
Well, the water bill, I had a water bill too. You know,
Oh, okay.
Water bill, that was always paid though.
But you never showered, so it wasn't high, huh?
No, I showered more than
I'm just kidding.
more than I do now. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Out for days or what? When did you start getting into the harder drugs?
Oh,
Because I know the hard drugs came around Newtown there for a minute.
yeah, that was a long time ago.
I still there, but
I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I liked it though. You know, I liked it.
right away you liked it, huh?
Yeah,
Like-
same. It's just like weed, man.
Yeah.
Just like weed. I just, you know, actually, I figured, you know, I'd try everything once. You know,
Yep.
try everything once, and I got stuck trying it.
Yeah.
I got stuck doing it. I couldn't quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got bad. It got really bad, you know, shooting dope, you know, shooting H, smoking H.
Did you start out shooting?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. And somebody shot you up, obviously. Or did you do it yourself?
No, somebody helped me.
After that, you were hooked, huh?
Yeah.
Then you
blanked
learned?
out. Yeah, it was weird. The first try, you know, I did it. It wasn't that much, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it was enough to like shut my light or not. Like I just like I remember there was two people sitting with me at the table. And I was sitting there and I was in mid conversation. You know, I was talking about something. We were sitting there playing 10,000. You know, it was mid conversation. All of a sudden, my just like blank. I got blacked out. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And all of a sudden, I came back. Like it was like all of a sudden, I just came back too. And I was still in mid conversation. I looked at those two people that I was sitting with. You know, they're like,
Wow.
They're looking at me smiling like.
Holy smokes.
And I just looked at them. I was like, do I ask what I just said or do I?
Yeah.
I'll just leave it alone.
Because you're on your own little mind, huh?
Yeah, I was like, I don't even want to
Looking
know
out.
what I just said, man. It might have been something bad, or it might have been something
Damn.
embarrassing, or you know. And I just kept that. You know, I didn't want to know. I still don't know to this day what I said.
Scary.
I thought it was. Then after that, you know, it's all up for me.
Was that heroin?
No. So.
Meth?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Must have been a wicked blast, huh?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Hmm.
Give me a vapor, anyways.
Yeah. So, like, usually meth speeds you up, right? So it must have been a wicked one to pass you out, you know?
No, I didn't pass out. I was still.
Oh,
still
you
awake.
just kind of just
Yeah,
disappeared?
I just kind of blacked out for a little bit, you know?
Dang.
Like as if you're drinking and you black out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what kind of happened. But I don't know how long. It was probably like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
About a minute or two, maybe.
Holy smokes.
I came back too, you know, and I was still sitting there talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you continued the meth use?
Yeah, all the
for
way.
years?
Yep.
Or-
Actually, when we first met, cousin you were with, I shot. We did a blast.
Yeah,
Remember that?
Yeah, I was too drunk. Like, I don't know if you guys. All I remember is they didn't offer me none. But I was probably being butthurt, you know. You
First
guys,
time meeting you, man. I was thinking to offer you none.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't give me none because I was drunker than skunk. You know, when we showed up and you guys were all in your room.
No, we were sitting at the
I
kitchen
barely
table, man.
remember, man. I barely remember.
Yeah, you were just laying on the floor in the living room.
Was
Remember that? Yeah.
Holy
You were rolling around the floor talking.
Comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's cool. What happened? Like, what was the mindset? What was the change? Like, what happened? Did anything ever happen to get you out of that?
No, well, there's no nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing. How do I say it? You know, like things happened, but
Yeah.
it wasn't enough for me to stop. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It
things
didn't
happened.
scare you straight, huh?
Yeah,
So you fizzled out and you just got tired of doing that, or
yeah. Eventually, you know, after my son was born, and
or
you
something?
know, what I mean, after I had my son and everything, you know, like eventually, you know, and just being at the age that I was, you know, I kind of when that second time the Fed showed up to my house, you know, I kind of
Scared you?
I had no, it didn't really scare me. You know, I had the option. You know, what I mean, I could have ran.
Yeah.
You know, because I was at home when the Fed showed up to my house.
Yeah.
I was actually at the grocery store getting groceries. You know, early in the morning. You know, my wife now. You know, was at the. I just got picked up on an EDO, the day before the Fed showed up to my house. You know what I mean? And my son, his grandmother, came and you know took temporary emergency custody of the kids. You know. And when the Fed showed up to my house, I wasn't there. Like I said, I wasn't there. You know, I was at the grocery store with my cousin, and I was, you know, I went to the liquor store right after the grocery store. I went and bought a Traveler Fireball, and I got a phone call. You know, from I mean, we all know her. You know, and her name is Dawn White. You know, I knew it was her. You know, and I was up by the Circle of Life. And I sat there, you know, I told my cousin, I was like, oh, I'm gonna pull over, you know?
Yeah.
I was just like, what's up, man? I was like, the Feds are at my house, dude. He's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, man. He's like, we got a full tank of gas, man. We could head out of town right now. And I was looking at him, I was like, I don't know, man. Hold on, just give me a moment, you know? He's like, let's go, let's just head out. I was like,
Yeah.
I thought about it, you know, and I didn't want to be able to, like, not go back to my house, you know, because that's where I go, you know, and that's my home, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything because, you know, with being on dope and being up for days and just smoking pills and drinking alcohol, you know what I mean? It gets really, it gets tiring getting paranoid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gets old, you know what I mean? It gets old quick. But not quick enough because I still kept doing it, you know what I mean? But a situation like that, you know, I felt like it was just too much, you know, then my son got taken away, you know, I was like, I wanted to be part of my son's life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be part of my son's life, you know, and by the grace of God, I am, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to, you know, to keep my family together. And like I said, I want to just you know run from my house because eventually I want to end up going back because I ain't you know I ain't want to go chill at anybody else's house you know for long periods of time you know trying to hide out on the couch and shit. So I just told my cousin you know just take me home. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Just turn myself in. You know. And as he was taking me home, you know, I was looking at that bottle. I had that Traveler Fireball and I thought about it. You know what I mean? He's like, just crack it. Let's slam it. You know what I mean? And I looked at my groceries in the back. And I was like, oh man, you know like. I just kind of handed that Traveler, you know, and he put it away, and I started digging out my pockets, you know. I took my phone out, I erased everything on my phone. I took my wallet out, I took everything out of my pockets, you know, making sure I had nothing on me.
Yeah.
I pulled up to my house like that, and I got tackled. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Yeah, and there was a gunpoint, you know. I was like, "It's all right, this is it, here we go." And they, you know, brought me down here, and you know, that's probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. You know what I mean? It was because, like, you know, in the end, I was tired of it, you know.
They brought you here to Bismarck?
Yeah, I sat in jail here for Bismarck for a while, and yeah, and I got tired of it. You know, what I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I did. You know, because like I've done everything. You know, like so, like I said, you know, like there was some things in my life that happened, but it wasn't enough for me to actually quit on my own.
Yeah.
You know, one of my good friends got killed outside my house. You know, and in the midst of it all, he got into an altercation with his cousin. You know, and he died. You know, he passed away right there on the side of my house. You know, we watched him. You know,
Did you see it happen?
yeah. And I didn't see like him get killed, like him anything. You know, by watching him, you know, take his last breath.
Damn.
You know, there was nothing we could do. You know.
Yeah. What did you do? You get beat up or something?
No, he got. Yeah.
Wow. He bled out then.
Yeah, that was like one of the hardest things, you know, to go through, you know, at the time. But I was pretty numbed out. I'm not gonna lie, I was. You know, and I didn't know how to feel at the moment. And I found my grandpa, you know, I found my grandpa, you know, like I went to his trailer one morning or one afternoon, and I found my grandpa dead, you know, and that wasn't enough for me to stop, you know. And my ex-girlfriend, you know, she overdosed. You know, she overdosed in front of me, you know, and well, you know, like she just overdosed, you know, and that wasn't enough for me to stop either. You know, I just kept going. You know what I mean?
She didn't die though?
No, she didn't die.
Okay.
She's still alive.
Yeah.
You know, thank God nobody died. You know,
Right.
she didn't die. You know, because I don't know what it'd be like, you know, what would happen if I would have been any harder, or if I, you know, I might have stopped. I don't know, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. So that's, you know, those things like that happen in my life, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I got alcohol poisoning when I was 18. I remember that. Alcohol poisoning, dehydration. You know, it was a bad mixture, and I got rushed to the hospital. You know, and that wasn't even enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing was enough. You know. But after like my son was born, you know, and I start kind of like had a family, you know, and that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? Something just to, you know, to like have some kind of purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, that's kind of why I stopped and just went through with it, you know.
Your son was born. He was a little guy, huh?
Yeah, when
About 2 or 3 weeks old, he quit.
no, he was like 6 months, old
Okay.
when I got picked up.
Brand new guy.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, so the first 6 months of his life, you know, I was still out there, you know.
So that was like your first reality check of like, hey man, I better.
Yeah. If I want to be part of this little dude's life, you know what I mean, I better stop doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because the first time I got raided, he was only what, April, May, June. He was only like 3 months old, you know, and thank God he wasn't at the house when I got raided, you know. They sent him off with the babysitters, you know.
Yeah.
Both kids off with the babysitter, and I got raided, you know, like an hour after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That didn't stop you though.
No, I didn't stop me.
So then what happened after you got raided the second time? Your son was 6 months old.
After the second time, well, I wasn't home when the cops were kicking down my front door again, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't home, you know. I was, but there was other people in my house, you know. They went to jail. I'm pretty sure they did.
Raided them all, huh?
Yeah, look, they were looking for me, you know.
Yeah.
They're always looking for me, those guys.
Did they eventually catch you?
Well, like I said, I turned myself in, you know. I turned myself in.
With the groceries in the back seat that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned myself in. Went to jail.
Went to Burley here.
Went to Burley, then they transferred me out to Jamestown, and I sat in Jamestown for a while.
Why in Jamestown?
It's like part of the, but I don't know.
Room for you there?
No, it's just that's what they do. I guess that's what they do when they have like a federal holding, you know.
Oh, federal stuff. Huh?
Yeah, they bounce you around from federal holding to federal holding.
Yeah,
you know,
because
like,
it was on a reservation, right?
Yeah.
Federal. Okay.
Yeah, so I sat there, and you know, the first time I ever prayed too was in Jamestown. You know what I mean? Like I felt myself like, should I say a prayer? And, nah, I'll just keep reading this book. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna answer my prayers.
Yeah.
You know? I don't pray to that guy.
Yeah.
And finally, you know, I just kind of thought about it, you know, enough, and I was like, man, I might as well. So I said a little prayer, and then I think a lawyer called me and said I got accepted into a treatment facility, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool, man. So I got out, you know, I got out of...
Was that an option? Was treatment an option or prison? Did they give you the option to go, or
No,
did you want to go to treatment?
my first conference hearing, you know, over the phone when I was in Burley, the judge... my record was good enough, you know, like stateside, because I only had like one DUI on stateside, you know what I mean? No, one paraphernalia charge, and that was it, you know. So I wasn't, you know, that bad, you know. And plus, I turned myself in. I'm assuming, you know, that they said I was eligible for pretrial release services, and they just recommended that I go to an inpatient facility and then go with the recommendations and go from there, you know, until my trial date.
Yeah.
Or until my sentencing day.
I see.
Yeah. So that's how that worked out, you know. And I was getting released. You know, I just got out of quarantine. I was in quarantine for a couple weeks, you know.
For COVID?
Yeah, because that's what they do, you know, when you're going to jail at the time back then. You go to jail, they send you to quarantine, you know. And I was in quarantine for a couple of weeks, and I was finally getting out, you know. I was going to Gen Pop. Because I got tired of being by myself, you know, only getting to come out for like an hour and watch TV and then go back in, you know.
Yeah.
Take a shower and watch TV and go back to your cell, you know. I was getting tired of that. I finally got back to Gen Pop, and like 2 days later after I was in Gen Pop, you know, my lawyer called me and said that I got accepted into a treatment facility down there in PRC, where, you know.
Raleigh.
Yeah.
That's where I went.
I'm going to treatment, you know. I'm going to treatment. Yeah. And I didn't want to tell anybody in the pod, you know, because like there's guys, you know, we were all feds in there, you know. We're all going to, you know. Anyways, I kept it to myself, and that early morning, you know, I was getting released at 8 in the morning. They came and got me, and they're like, your ride's outside, you know. And I walked outside, and it was my mom and my auntie, you know. And they took me, you know, I got my cigarettes, I tried smoking a cigarette, and it was stale. You know, it didn't taste good, so they bought me a pack of cigarettes, and we were about 20 minutes out of Jamestown. They were taking me to treatment, you know. Yeah. And my lawyer calls me again, he says, you gotta turn around and turn yourself back in. I said, God damn, I should never prayed, man. You know, that's what happens. You know, they kind of love me up there. And I went back to jail, you know, I turned myself back in, you know, I wanted to get drunk, you know what I mean? I was angry, you know what I mean? I was frustrated and angry, you know, I was pissed off, man. I even told my mom, I was like, pull up to the liquor store and, you know, grab some shots, you know, and she's like, what? She's like, why? You haven't drank since, you know, this long, she might as well not, you know. I was mad though, I was trying to kick her out of the car, you know, like, I just turned myself in, you know. Went back in there, did the whole process again, sat another 2 weeks in quarantine, and sat there for about 3 weeks, three more weeks, and then I got accepted to Good Road, man. Went to Good Road, and I didn't know what to think about that. You know what I mean? I heard some good things about it when I was in jail, you know, from a couple of the guys I was in there with from back home. You know, they were telling me about Good Road. You know, they're like, you got your own personal chef up there. You know, you just can't break the rules. You know, you break the rules, you're gonna get picked back up by the feds. You know, and all this other shit. You know, I was like, all right, cool, man, personal chef, hell yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got accepted to Good Road, and I sat there for like a month and a half. You know, that was pretty cool. I learned a lot. You know what I mean? That's where I learned about, like, you know, the 12 steps of, you know, and other shit. You know, that's where I met
the program.
Yeah, that's where I met my sponsor at.
Nice.
And I just kind of went with it, you know. I started learning about myself, you know, and being in jail, you know, like being in jail that long and everything, you know, like my emotions didn't flow in until after I got out, you know. Until after I got out of jail.
Yeah.
And I was in treatment, you know. I was sitting there, and I think I was like a day or two in, and I just started feeling like this overwhelming feeling of emotions, you know, like sadness, you know, happiness, anxiety,
yeah,
you know what I mean, paranoia, you know, anger, you know, all that stuff, man. It just overwhelms me, and I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to act, you know, at first, but I got over it, you know. They like just gave me a journal, so I did some journaling while I was in treatment.
Yeah.
I wrote down everything, you know, like a lot of things that was like how my day was going, or how I thought my day was gonna be, and you know what I enjoyed about my day and everything, you know, and it helped me get through it. I'm gonna get through that, you know, and it was pretty good, you know. I learned a lot in treatment, man. Learned a lot.
How long were you in there? 45 days?
Yeah, about that.
About
yeah.
that.
Yeah, because I was in jail, you know, for so long, you know. They instead of like having to do inpatient treatment services, I just had to do intensive outpatient treatment services.
Okay.
But I had to be in a residential facility, you know, because that's what the judge had wanted me to do.
Yeah.
You know? So I had to stay at the Good Road, you know, residential spot for that 45 days until like I filled out an application for sober living, and then I got accepted, and you know, I had to show my lawyer, and my lawyer, you know, I had to mail it off to the judge, and I had to get approved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like a whole process, you know, just to get things going for me. And then that's, you know, when I made sober living was in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that was hard, man.
Was it?
Yeah.
You didn't want to be there?
I didn't, you know, because when I first got out, you know, like I wasn't too sure, you know, like if I wanted to like get high again, you know, like. At the feeling, you know, like just having that freedom and stuff, a little bit of freedom, I felt like do whatever I want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's things I could do, you know.
Yeah.
And it even crossed my mind, you know, like, do I really want this? You know what I mean? Could I really do this? You know, like.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't think I was gonna be sober this long, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna, make it this long, honestly. And like I said, I wasn't too sure if I was gonna be going to prison or not, you know. Like I wasn't too sure, you know. And I'm usually good at like, you know, running at the last minute, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Running from my problems.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I had enough courage to turn myself in when the feds are at my house, you know, I'm sure I had enough courage to face, you know, the judge and stuff, you know, my actions and everything, and, you know, and that's what sober living helped me do, you know?
Yeah.
Working those steps, you know, helped me learn some accountability, to take some accountability,
yeah.
and be responsible for my actions, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I faced it, I got a job, you know, I did everything I needed to do, you know, to make myself look good, you know.
You started becoming a model citizen, huh?
I wouldn't say model citizen because, you know, my behaviors are still, you know, the same, you know. Like I was still impulsive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, your learned behavior.
Yeah.
You carried that with you.
Yeah, I still acted on impulse, and I still, you know, said things without thinking. You know,
yeah. So. Is that changed now? Today?
Yeah, today it is. Yeah, it's not perfect, you know what I mean? But
so you just
practice.
So you're growing, huh?
Yeah.
And then so you finished the 12 steps, obviously, in sober living. Did you start sponsoring right away, or?
It took a while.
Did it?
It took a while to start sponsoring. Yeah. I remember this. I was at Serenity, and you know, one of the guys there, you know, he wasn't in the lodges or in the sober livings. You know, he asked me, "You sponsor me?" You know? I was like, "Yeah, I'll sponsor you." You know, so I gave him I bought him a book right away, and he called me once, and that was it. You know, I never heard from him again.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a waste of $10.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
The Serenity place is It's an AA building where they have meetings. So Serenity Place, it's called. To help support building for all, I don't know, everything humans deal with, huh?
Yeah, it's like everything recovery, you know.
Yeah, that's a good
Recovery-based support groups and stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's good.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
it's not just AA.
Yeah. After that, when sponsee flaked on you, did it discourage you of getting sponsees, or did you pursue sponsees? Or?
It kind of, if I'm being honest, you know, I didn't really care, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't really, you know, like, oh well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was like highly suggested, you know.
Yeah.
So I just like, fuck, I might as well, you know, just do it so I can keep these guys off my back, you know. And that way I could, you know, raise my hand and say, yeah, I'm sponsoring, you know what I mean? When I asked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because where we were back then, you know, like, it was like, it was something to be proud of, you know what I mean? And it still is to be proud of, you know.
Right.
Still am proud to be sponsoring guys, but at the time I felt like, fuck it, you know, I gotta do this, you know.
Yeah.
But when that guy flaked, you know what I mean? I was like, I didn't care, you know. I was like,
Just, oh well, huh?
Yeah, really.
There's really not much you can do, huh?
Yeah, it's, you know,
That-
can't keep them all sober, you know.
Yeah, that's actually happened to me a couple times. Same thing, bought him a book, didn't call me back, and it's like, all right, well, the next time I'm not gonna buy him a book. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Get your own damn book, man. But yeah, sponsoring is where it's at. Like for me, you know, to this day, like, you know, if I don't sponsor, then I feel, you know, lost almost. You know, I start getting angry. So I don't know. If you guys want to know about that, the link will be in the description for other videos. But yeah, sponsoring, and then what happened? Like, did you get more sponsees eventually, or what's keeping you sober today?
What's keeping me sober today is, you know, everything that I learned, you know, throughout these past couple of years.
The tools.
Yeah, it's having the tools and the support and knowing who to call when things get tough, you know, and knowing how to pray and meditate when I'm at my lowest, you know what I mean? I'm still sponsoring today.
Right.
Sponsoring does help, you know, like every time I meet up with my sponsee, or, you know, I learned something from him, and, you know, and hopefully he learned something from me, you know.
Hell yeah.
And I feel it feels rewarding, you know,
Yeah.
at the end of every little meeting, you know what I mean?
Now, for me, like when I meet my sponsee, I kind of get scared. You know, that jittery, like, oh man, I want to do this. But after I get done with that sponsee meeting, I feel great. You know, I feel phenomenal. Like, shit, that wasn't even bad, man. Yeah, you know, I feel good, like a little recharge.
Yeah.
Is that the same for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, it's a little rewarding after
Heck yeah.
each meeting.
Oh,
And it surprises me, you know, because, like, so, you know, like how they have big book studies and stuff, you know, like, I sit there, like, following along, you know, like, in my book and everything, you know, like, I think about, like, what I could say and everything, you know, but I end up not saying it anyways, you know, I just listen to whoever's writing big book, you know. But when I'm with my sponsee, you know, and we're going through, you know, like, everything that I have highlighted and underlined, you know, and all the other stuff, you know, like, I explain it, you know what I mean? I explain it in my own way, you know, and he's able to, like, understand it and relate to it, you know. And that's really cool, you know, because I don't know if it's just me being, like, you know, afraid to jump up there and mess up in front of everybody, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just, like, you know, sounding dumb, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when it's me and my sponsee, you know, like, I'm able to, like, just, you know, line for line the way it was for me, you know.
Listen here, you.
But that's just mainly with my own experience, you know, with what the book has, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's basically what I do too. Like, I go off of what my sponsee taught me. Like, I don't copycat him to the T though. I kind of like put my little spiel on it, you know, because it's kind of hard. Because I don't know, it's been a couple of years, you know, since I went through the steps, and you know, I can't remember everything that he did.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't even I didn't want to do those steps either, you know, like kind of scared a little bit, like shit. But I did them because there was a requirement to live in sober living. But when I get like that, I just open my book, you know, okay, this is what we did here. It's pretty cool, you know, kind of like a guide.
Yeah, you know, when I first got to sober living and I started doing the steps, you know, the way I looked at it, you know, was what do I got to lose? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I have everything to gain from this, you know, and I really have nothing to lose, you know.
Right.
All I had was a couple pairs of clothes and a basket, you know.
Yeah.
That the fucking sober living bought for me, you know what I mean? So I figured, you know, if I have nothing to lose and I have everything to gain, I might as well just try it out and go with it, you know.
Yeah. What else?
Right? I mean, I'm already at this point in my life, you know, I can't go home, you know.
Yeah.
I'll get picked up if I go home.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't walk out of here and go to my friend's house, you know, in Bismarck, you know, get arrested, you'll find me, you know. So I couldn't do what I wanted to do, you know, honestly. And that's the way I looked at it, and that's what helped me get through it all, you know what I mean, was what have I got to lose, you know?
Exactly.
And now it's like, and now at this point, you know, in my recovery, it's like, I still have everything to lose. I mean, I have everything to lose now and so much more to gain, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what keeps me going, you know what I mean? It's because I know if I keep working towards something, you know, something greater than me, you know, and trusting in my higher power, you know, keeping my faith with it, you know, eventually, you know, I'm going to be somewhere I never thought I'd be, you know, in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing something that I never thought I'd be doing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like right now, I'm doing something I never thought I'd be doing, you know?
Yeah.
I have a job.
You're getting paid.
Yeah, you know. So,
in recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I have an amazing support group, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I have so much support in where I'm at in my life, you know, it's amazing. I mean, because
Oh, yeah.
3 years ago, you know, I didn't have any support, you know. I mean, I probably did, but I didn't use it, you know, or it wasn't good enough to help me get somewhere, you know. I didn't have the willingness to get up and do anything for myself, you know, and besides get drugs and buy a bottle and scrape up enough money just to get by for the day, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when you first, I think you were here like 2 or 3 months before me, and then I remember we both became house managers, and I remember you asking me things about house managing, then I would ask you, you know, and then we'd kind of like put in our 2 cents. Sometimes like he would just say, hey, just do it, you know, like that, you know, just strike them up, or, you know, give them a strikes, and it's, you know, I still remember that. I still go off of that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like I learned from you from house manager's perspective, you know, like, okay, yeah, man, I'll do that, you know, like, cause yeah, I went off a lot of that too. Like I still remember that. It was cool, man. Like you're part of my story.
Hell
At the
yeah.
beginning there, you know, like cause we were both pretty much basically new, have similar stories. You know, I showed up with just clothes people bought for me. I had a luggage, trash bag. You know, I didn't have nothing when I came here, man. Like it was sad, but you know, we're here now and we're doing the damn deal. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any closing remarks for our viewers on YouTube land?
Don't give up on yourselves if you're freshly new in the program and recovery, and you know, like I said a little bit ago, you know, just keep in mind that you have we have everything to lose and so much more to gain, and you know, and if we're new, we have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know what I mean? It helped me, and hopefully it can help you, and always just trust in the process and don't give up. You know, because if we give up, you know, we're giving up on ourselves,
Yeah.
our families, and the ones that love us out there, you know. And if we got kids, we might as well just give up on them too if we give up on ourselves. So just keep striving, you know, to something better in life. I mean,
Yeah.
and most importantly, don't forget to have fun while you're doing it. It's gonna be hard days, you know, and there's gonna be good days, and then there's gonna be more hard days. But you know, that's just that 24 hours, you know. And it'll pass. I mean, the next day will be a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Get some rest and wake up and, you know, be in a good mood on purpose. Hey.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't be mad, you know. Be mad. There's nothing to be mad at.
Right.
Life ain't that bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, Miko, thanks for coming on, man. Like I said before, we're recovery warriors in this fight against addiction. You know, fighting against ourselves, fighting against the elements. We're both addicts in recovery now. And, you know, if you like what you see, hit that like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe. Thanks a lot, Miko.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Thanks for having
Love
me.
you, bro. All right, YouTube. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.